Hello, welcome to the channel. So I've got this in for a check over. It's a Mesa Boogie Studio Pre-Amp, and this is a bit of a tasty bit of kit. So we're just going to have a bit of a look. I mean, most of you guys in the States will know this better than I will. I don't see a lot of these in this country, but so we've got volume, master, treble, bass, middle, reverb, lead drive and lead master. We've got an EQ on this, just a 5-band EQ. We've got EQ auto, EQ in. We've got standby switch as well on there, power, bright switch, lead mode, lead fat, lead bright. So there's a lot of, you can just have a look in there, a lot of gadgets on this. Let's spin it round and have a look at the back. Right, so if we look at the back, we've got the function switches, so just the foot switches and things, because it's got reverb obviously, so there's a foot switch for the reverb and the EQ by the look of it. We've got input instrument on there, but we've also got those on the front. Foot switch for lead and rhythm, so that there is for the for the channels, lead and rhythm, whether it's channels or whether it's just, yeah, probably for different channels. And then we've got main outs. We've got a couple of recording outs as well, main outs there, so they just go into the power amp. And then we've got a send and return A and return B, low level line, fuse, and on it. So it's got a ground lift on it as well. So all good. I think this is from the 90s, made in California. So a very tasty bit of kit. So this has not been run for a while, so we're going to run this up on the Variac just to make sure there's no problems with it. So if you remember, and you can see it stood on the old power amp, this is the Carlsberg power amp. So remember when I said I was running this Carlsberg power amp up for a project? Well, this is the project. While we got this power amp, I thought, and we were doing this preamp, we'd kind of pair them up. And so we're going to get the top off it first, and then we can have a look. We can have a look inside, because I really want to get the top off before I fire it up, because I want to inspect the capacitors and things, just to make sure that, you know, they're not severely leaking. Because if the capacitors look bad in it, then obviously I'm not going to fire this up. This is, you know, it's one thing when we get a cheapish amp or, you know, a radio or something, but I'm not going to run this up because it's an expensive piece of kit. Right, we've got the lid off it and we're having a look inside, and so we can see we've got these caps here, another one here, and then we've got some IC caps here, electrolytic there. They all look in good order. I don't know whether these have been changed or not, these ones, you know. Let me know in the comments if anyone's worked on one of these before. Well, someone will have worked on one. This is a first for me. 1990 says on the board there. We just hone over, you can probably see that written there. Reverb fitted into this. So I've just spotted on there, someone's, you probably can't see it, it's in done in felt tip there. Full recap 2007. So that's a long time ago. And then there's something else there that says 2013. You can't see what that says. But yeah, so these caps have been in a long time then. They have been in a long time. But they're looking good order. So we'll have to see. I don't see anything that's saying don't power this up. So I think we'll gently bring it up on the Variac and just see where we go with it. So but what we'll do is we'll switch on our power amp first and run that up. Now I've got the lid off. Looks like the LEDs are on at the front because it's just the light shining through there. So I might just put something over that just to yeah, just to cover those, so at least we can see whether they work or not. Oh, well, that pot does crackle. It didn't on the video. Right, we need to plug it in. Right, which is we're going to bring this up on the Variac. We've got it plugged into the power amp. Nothing sinister going on the current meter at all. In fact, I'm not even sure whether this is. I've got 130 volts on the Variac. I don't see any LEDs lit. Oh, it is. Something's working. That's the output level then on there. So the ground lift switch then. There, that's made that much more quieter. Get nothing from this input though, for some reason. Check the tubes. We'll just pop that over there and see what. Let's just turn this up now. looks okay. So I've got about 200, just about 230 volts on there. Wow. Well, there we go. Seem to have some kind of problems on this input. Yes. So if I've just got my thumb resting against this now, and it's just connecting as I'm just, you see, if I just, sorry, you can't see that, can you, off the camera. So this input seems a bit faulty. You just see if I rest my thumb against that, but when I push it all the way in, it doesn't work. So I need to have a look at that, why that isn't working. But everything else appears to work. Let's just check the reverb on there. Yeah, reverb works okay. I mean, it's a little bit noisy. It probably is because it's stood on this power amp. It's not helping things. And of course we've now got the take that away now, we know they work. We've not got the cover on it, which is probably screening it as well. He seems a bit rattly. You can't see. Let's just get over the top now and see what, so you can see. Yeah, sockets need a clean. Guy who did the recap on this has done a good job, except he's faced the caps downwards, so we can't see what value they are. So we can't see the values, we have to go and look on the schematic. turn all the... It's just the reverb that's noisy. So let's just keep the reverb down, and now it's really quiet. Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. The buzzing's gone, so it's the reverb that's causing that problem. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to repair this socket, clean it. So I'm going to sort this socket out, test these tubes, clean these tube sockets, and then we're going to fire this up and just test it. We're going to fire it up on this beastly power amp on the 4x12. That sounds like a champion idea. And I'll put the lid back on it, just put a couple of 3 screws in to hold it down just while we're testing it, just see if everything works okay on it. And providing everything works okay on this, the only thing I can see really is the capacitors that, you know, they're being, I mean, they're working fine. This thing is quiet. But I mean, that humming is just because it's not, you know, the top's off. But it seems to be working fine. Right, we've got the new tubes in. You can see these Watford valves, cryogens we've got in, electro harmonics in there. That's all looking good. I've got it on the scope, just having a bit of a look. One of the things is to make sure these outputs are fairly equal. We're not losing power in one for any reason. Right, you can see there I've got each side on the scope. They look pretty even. Checking the volumes on there are the same as well on the actual amp, so we've got roughly the right output coming out of them. And so yeah, pretty good. Not going to go too mad with this, just mainly just to check it, make sure everything seems okay. So that's on the rhythm channel. That's the rhythm bright. We're switching in and out there. You can see now as I start to wind up the gain, and because obviously now it's going into overdrive, because this is quite a high gain unit. You can see there. So let's have a look. So the EQ, you can see there. Oh yeah, that's mid. That's what's about mid. It's 750 on there. 240. You don't get a deal on that. Because we've got like a 1000 kilohertz sine wave. So let's just check what we have got on there. Yeah, 1000 kilohertz. That's right where that's gone. I've switched the wave generator off. Pretty good. Right, let's go on to lead mode. You can see there's lots of overdrive there and lots more as we turn that up. There's not a deal of headroom. That is the volume, the first volume on the input there. That's the lead. And the lead is that one. That's the volume for the lead master. On there. Out of lead mode again. That should bring us back. So these two don't function now, and that's just on there like that. The master on this rhythm section I've got at number 10. So we've got a bit more gumption. Let's try the that's lead bright. The fat switch to these. Let's just switch that in again now. There we go. It all looks good. I mean, it's obviously now that'd be overdriving like crazy on there, which is we can see that there on the wave. So if we go out of that again onto the rhythm, so it's not easy to get a clean signal on this. That's relatively clean there. A little bit of healing there. There we go. That all seems to work. Just turn up the reverb. If I just flick the springs there, you can see the reverb is working. Turn it up a bit higher. You can see there. Right, I think we're ready to get the lid on this and give it a listen. Customer's decided he doesn't want to recap it. It's working fine, so we're just going to leave it while it's working okay. If it starts to get a bit hummy in the future, you know, we've got some leaky caps, then we could look at recapping it again. Right, let's get it connected up to that big power amp, that big Carlsberg power amp, and give it a blast. Right, we've got this plugged into the Carlsberg power amp. We've got the hot plate on as well, so we'll give it a listen. beautiful clean tone. Excuse me, getting a bit carried away there. It's such a nice sound. You really get into playing it. Let's have a look at the distortion, the lead channel. So, that's the EQ on it there, and there's not that a lot of difference because I've got that pretty much set the same as with it in or out. Stop recording. Stop recording. Stop recording. Rusty. It's a very, very versatile, clean tone. reverb full in. Really nice reverb on it as well, because surprising what a small tank it's got. Right, enough of me blasting away. So that's it for this one. All this really needed was a few preamp tubes in it and just a bit of a check over, clean the pots, just sort this input socket out, and we're away with it. Again, this has just been stood for a long time, that's all. Just needed a quick fettle. So that'll do it. So thanks for watching. You all take care, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye bye for now.